Happy Thursday, November 6th. It is the day before Fountain Pen Day, and we are going to talk about my small vintage fountain pen collection and where I would like to take it. And if time allows, we will ink up one or two and do a little writing sample. So if that interests you, keep watching. If you've been here all week, you know I've been sharing bits of my fountain pen collecting journey and showing you some of my fountain pens, playing in inks. I mean, we've just been having a good time, or I have been having a good time. And I appreciate everyone who has watched all week and shared in the comments their favorite pens, their favorite inks. I already have one person that I'm swapping inks with, which I know I told this person I would mail them today, but it's actually going to be mailed on Friday. But I'm so excited. We're going to swap some inks. And I think I have another person who I'm still trying to connect with. But if you want to swap some inks with me and you're in the US or Canada, I think I can afford the Canada shipping. You can just email me, Christa, Chrisista, at christadavid.com. I'll put my email on the screen, but you can email me if you're interested in doing an ink swap. And yeah, so today I am drinking a ginger ale, which is probably a bad idea because it has bubbles. But editing Christa will figure that out. Okay, I don't have a whole lot of time today because I have to go to the doctor's. So, my vintage... So, first of all, I love old things. Like, I love old things. I love thrifting. I love antiquing. I prefer old furniture over new furniture. I just love the hunt. And that started when I was very young, spending time with my grandmother, my late grandmother, maternal grandmother. And she used to take us to the, what do we call it? The flea market. And she would give us like a couple dollars and like just let us roam. And I would look for treasures with my little few dollars. It ended up being mostly candy, but I love going to the flea market. We would always come back home with boiled peanuts. I'm from South Carolina. I was raised in New York. I got to New York when I was 5, but we went home every summer. And it was just a time. I just love old things. I love that I love the idea of being connected to the past in some kind of way. Like, other people use these pens. Somebody went to the store and bought these things and used them and either passed them down and, you know, somebody sold them or they ended up in an estate sale, what have you. But somebody used these pens. In fact, I have a set where I have someone's name on the pen, which is really cool to me because it just connects me to, it just reminds me that we're connected. Everybody's connected in some kind of way. And I just love the stories that some of these thrifted items may hold. And a lot of it is mythology, meaning I make it up because I don't know these people who own these pens. They could have been terrible people. I have no idea, but I would like to believe that there was some goodness in them. And now I get to use these pens to write love notes, to write in my diary, to write encouraging note cards to my friends, to just play with and enjoy the slow analog writing process. So these are my pens. These are my ladies. So let's just talk about them. When I fixate on something, I fixate on something. So most of these I bought in May of 2024. Because like when you're on eBay and you're like, oh, I won that bit. Oh, let me try another one. Oh, like I had to cut myself off because eBay was becoming a problem. And at the time, I didn't know anything about vintage fountain pens at all. I still don't, honestly. And I was just like, oh, it's fine. If it doesn't work, I'll find somebody to fix it. I had no one at the time to fix pens. I didn't even know what that process was about. Now that I have connected with someone, Dan, the pen collector, I met him at the fountain pen show in Atlanta this past April, and he fixed my Parker dual fold that I got last year in May 2024. I didn't use it for a whole year, and then he fixed it. It's beautiful. I love it. And so now I feel more comfortable buying fountain pens and knowing like, oh, I can send this to Dan. He can fix it, pop it in the mail, send it to him, or just hold on to them until Atlanta Pen Show, which is I'm probably going to buy another fountain pen before the Atlanta Pen Show. Dan also sells fountain pens, so I thought about contacting him just to let him know that, one, I need to send him a pen to fix, but two, tell him what I'm looking for, and then if he finds it, I will gladly buy it from him. So let me just walk you through, my ladies, and then we will ink up a pen or two. So let's just start with the Parkers, which are on this side. This is a Parker dual fold, and it was first launched in, can you see this? Let me bring you down into my business. Okay, will it focus? Will it focus? Okay, there we go. Ignore my nails because I've been playing in inks all day, all week, and I'm not doing a manicure until tomorrow evening. So this is my Parker dual fold. This pen was first made in 1921. And it was originally nicknamed the Big Red. It's more of an orange color. It's a rubber body, hard body. And they have definitely made a modern version of them, but this is a vintage version. So I don't know the exact year, but it says Parker on the clip. I love this ball thing here. So good. And it is an 18 karat gold nib. That's another thing about the vintage fountain pens that I don't mind buying. If you can get a good deal, most of the nibs are gold. So let me bring you, and this is more like a stubby situation. I would get another Parker dual fold. They are very expensive and hard to find. Not hard to find, but people are, but it is an 18 karat gold nib, and they come in different colors. There's this yellow one that is so elusive and very expensive. But one day, who knows? But I love this pen. It's a stub, so it's very juicy and thick. So maybe we'll ink that one up. But that is the Parker dual fold. And then as far as the filling mechanism, it is such a cute little button filler. So what you do is, okay, let me make sure, because I don't know. I don't think there's any ink in here. Yeah, there's nothing in here. But you just push this button down, like what I'm doing, and you push it down, and then you submerge it in the bottle of ink, and then you let it go, wait a few seconds, and then it fills up. Kind of like a lever fill one. Same sort of suction mechanism, but it's a button, so it's cuter. And this is the blind cap. Isn't that cute? Like, these things are so clever. So I prefer button fills over lever fills, obviously, because I'm heavy-handed. So that was the first one I got. And I wrote down the prices so that I could give you that information. I paid $82.61 on eBay for this one. And I think I won it in an auction. It was tens. And then I had to pay Dan like another $30 to replace the sack inside. Because when I got it, it wrote, but then after a page, it stopped. And then after I did some research, I figured I was like, something's wrong with this pen. So I just let it sit in my case, and then I took it with me to the Atlanta Pen Show this past April. And Dan took it home and he fixed it, and it was about $30. So, and it's wonderful. The second Parkers I got in a set, and I got this set for $67.43 on eBay, and it came in a case. This is a pencil. The pencil clip is gone, which is a bummer, but you know, it's fine. It's supposed to look like this one, but it works. Sorry. Wait a minute, how do I do this? Oh, sorry, there you go. That's the eraser. And you just push it down like a pencil. And it just takes regular lead. So that was a good deal. And then the person's name on it says Truss, Truus. So I got that. And then this pen is so good. This is a Parker 51. And it was originally launched in 1941. I don't even know if you can see that nib. Hold on a minute. It is so tiny. Like, it is a tiny, fine nib, and it's hooded. And it's wonderful. I'm pretty sure this is like an extra fine. So it was originally launched in 1941, and it was to commemorate the 51st anniversary of Parker. Right, so it's a push cap, which I love. It doesn't have that satisfying click like a Pilot, but you know, but I love, this is a really good pen. I haven't had any problems with it whatsoever. It is, this is a different kind of, oh, and it has the instructions. It says to fill, press rib bar 4 times. Wipe front end, pen point down with soft tissue. Use dry writing super chrome ink. Okay. But anyway, this is like a squeeze thing. So what you do is you just squeeze it. There's nothing in here. And then you hold, see how I'm squeezing? So that's the sack. And you just press it down. And then you suck it up. And you press it down, you suck it up, press it down, suck it, and then the ink goes in there. So we'll ink that one up because I missed this one. I used to use this in my gratitude journal a lot because I can get really fine. I can write a lot in that little space. So that's a Parker 51. Love, love, love. Out of my Parkers, I would get another Parker dual fold. I really want to find another one that has a fine nib or an extra fine nib. And I think I will feel complete. And it can be any color. Like, I would love to get that yellow one, but that one, when I tell you I've seen them for like $1,000, that's crazy to me. But yeah, I would like another one of these. I love the size of it. I mean, I'm not a big flat top person. Like, I love a cigar shaped one. But this one just is so nice, and I have small hands, but I don't post it. It's just wonderful. So I would look for another one of these with a fine nib. I haven't done much research. I know I could probably replace this nib, so that's another option, but I got to see how hard it is to take out nibs, because some nibs are just, you need a special tool for some of these vintage pens. You can't just pop them out like some of the modern pens. And I would not want to break this because this is like old. I'm sure that this is from at least the 40s. So that's that. So those are my Parkers, 2 Parkers and a pencil. The next one is, this is the recent one, the newest one I got. I got this one from Dan, the pen collector, and this is a Waterman, and it's a leverful pen, and this one is a good one. I don't know much about this pen, so if somebody in the comments knows anything about this Waterman vintage pen, please let me know. I should have asked Dan. I think I did, but I didn't write it down. I was just questioning him about, can you give me a pen that has some flex in it? So this is not technically a flex nib, but it does, you can flex it. The feed is like a little off here. You can flex it, and I like the writing experience. So if you know anything about this one, let me know. I know nothing about the Watermans, but I have one. And now we get into the pens that I was on the hunt for from the beginning. I was on the hunt for this Sheaffer oversized balance for a long while. I finally found it at the Atlanta Pen Show. But before we got to the Atlanta Pen Show, May 2024, I got both of these Sheaffer balance pens, and they're really slim. I got both of these on eBay, and let's see. I got one of these. I can't tell you which one, friend. I have to go back in my logbook. I bought them at the same time, not knowing that they were the exact same pens. There is a little difference in the clip. So this one has the ball and this one doesn't. One I paid, let's see. One I paid $23.38 for. And then the other one I paid $104 for. The $104 one is restored. So it said it in the comments, it's fully restored, new, all the new parts on the inside, not new parts, but I think like a new sack or whatever. But they're both Sheaffer 33s. They both have 14 karat gold nibs. I don't need both of these pens, so I'm thinking I may let go of one. I just have to go back into my notes and make sure I am letting go of the one that that was not restored. And I'll just show you. This one, they're different. So as you can see, so you got to twist this, right? It's like a 1, 2 and a half, 2 1/4 twist. But this pen, you know, it's like that. It has cute little, and then it has this little gold band around and it's a cigar shape. And it's a lever pen. And it says something on the side. It says Sheaffer. I can't read that, even though I have on my readers. I need stronger readers. But it tells you where it was made in Iowa in the USA. Patented, So it's authentic. And then 14 karat gold nib. And this is kind of like a fine or a medium. That's the thing about these vintage pens. You don't really know. Unless the person you're buying it from knows. So, but it's a beautiful pen. So I got that one. And then I have this one, which is slightly different. You see it has that ball clip. But then the gold part is actually on the band. It's not at the, oh shoot. Don't ever do that because you can damage your nibs. But you can see one has the gold here. The other one has the gold there. So they are slightly different. This one, this one also has a gold nib. Did I mix them up? Oh, Jesus. Did I mix them up? Oh, gosh. Wait a minute. No. They both have the same thing printed on the side. My goodness. That was scary. Also, you can't see this. But this one actually has some amber in, oh, well, maybe you can. It has some amber in it. So it's slightly, I don't think, yeah, this one is different. You see how, so they're not the same pen. So maybe I'll keep them actually. Now that I'm looking at them very closely, they're different pens. So I'm going to keep them. So I have those two. And then I went on the hunt for, again, Sheaffer Balance. So same pen. The Sheaffer Balances, what do we know about that? They were made in 1929. And the 33s were probably made in 1933. Right? The whole Balance series was produced through the late 40s. So these are probably from 1933. This one, I have no idea. It can be anywhere from 1929 to the end of 1940. But I was looking for a balance because you can see, I don't know if you can see, but you see this one is girthier. They're about the same size, but the oversized balance is a smidge taller, and that matters when you're trying to write. And this is what I was looking for. There is a creator on YouTube that I learned about this pen through. I think her name is Denali Adventures. And I used to watch her channel years ago. She's a journal. She writes a lot about journaling. And I think now she's doing more like the things she's learning, knitting, etc. Wonderful channel. And that was the first time I heard her mention this. So I've been on a hunt for this because I wanted something that I can write with for longer periods of time. And this is really thin. So I found this one, like I mentioned the other day at the Atlanta Pen Show, but I didn't do a good job. I need to figure out how to get this lever back into this thing here. Like I screwed it up. I broke it. I broke it. And it makes me sad, but I know that Dan can probably fix it. It's just that, I don't know if you can see this lever thing. It's supposed to be inside. And it's just, oh snap. I just broke it. It just came out. Did you see that? Okay, well, maybe I can get it back in. I have to send this to Dan. Oh my gosh. I didn't want to do that. And I paid $200 for this pen, y'all. So I am distraught right now. Oh, shoot. The little silver thing came out. I am distraught. Okay, nobody move. Nobody move. Do not move. Oh, Lord, help me. You need tools for this. Okay, so I got the bar back in. Oh, maybe I could fix this myself. Oh, okay, so we're going to stop that. But anyway, vintage pens, choose your own adventure. That's all I have to say about that. But this whole lever thing needs to be replaced, but I want to be very careful that I don't lose the pen. So I'm just going to put it back in my case. And I'm going to wrap it up carefully. I'm going to make a video and send it to Dan today. And actually, you know what? Because this is life. Let's make a video right now. Hi, Dan. This is Christa. We met at the Atlanta Pen Show. I need your help. So I bought this pen at the Atlanta Pen Show, and the lever has come out, as you can see. This is a Sheaffer oversized balance, and I have this part, and I'm just wondering, is this something that you can fix for me? If so, let me know and I can pop it in the mail, and also let me know the price, and then I can pop that in the mail as well. And it's no hurry, no rush. Fix it whenever you can. Thank you so much. Bye. Okay, so I have done that part, and I'm just going to leave this here and then send that message to Dan. And if he can fix it, I would be so appreciative. Actually, I'm just going to text him now, because why do we wait? Hi, Dan. I hope you're well. I have a pen question. Please see video. Thanks. Okay. Let's just see. Maybe Dan will get back to me while we are here on the phone. Okay, sent. Okay. I feel like I did my thing. Okay, so those are my vintage pens. I would love to find another Sheaffer oversized balance. This one is like, the nib wasn't really great here. And Mark Bacchus, who's a nib meister, ground it down to something like a mini stub, he said. But he said the nibs weren't the the tines weren't aligned. It just wasn't great. So I am probably going to buy another vintage fountain pen, but I'm going to let either Dan help me or I'm going to get me this tool called a loop. A loop helps you see the details of the tines. I think if I had one, the person who sold me this had like at least 50 of these. And I just went with like, ooh, I was just looking at like, I'm a girl. I was just like, ooh, look at the pattern. I like this pattern because they're different. And the guy wasn't really trying to help me. He was busy talking to somebody else, like about not selling a pen. They was just doing the pin nerdy stuff that pin nerds do. But yeah, so I'm going to look for another one of these and we shall see. So let's just hope Dan can help me because, I mean, I like the writing on this one, but I would love for it to be a fine nib on my next one. So with that said, I'm not going to ink up all of these, but I do want to ink up, I'm not going to ink up the Parker. I'll ink up this Parker. And then I kind of want to ink up let's ink up this Sheaffer because I haven't inked up that one. Now, the thing about inks and vintage fountain pens, you don't have any options. You literally have Parker, Quink, black and blue. These are the inks that are trusted to go in your vintage fountain pens. You can't just put any old ink in your vintage fountain pens. Like all of the diamine ink we swatch, none of that will ever go into these vintage fountain pens. These are my options. And there are a couple other brands that also have a black and a blue that are good for vintage fountain pens, but it's literally black and blue. I just learned maybe a few weeks ago that Birmingham Pen Company makes a formula of pen ink called the Delicate formula. And it's different colors, not many different colors, but it's not black and it's not blue. But it's out of stock. So I'm just waiting for that email. As soon as I see an email of restock of their Delicate formula, I'm buying every color that they have. Because as much as I love my vintage fountain pens, like black and blue, like there's no brown option, there's no green, like we can't even get a crimson in there. This is what we got. So let's go ahead and ink up these and do a quick writing sample. I'll do one in blue and one in black. It's been a while since I opened these. Oh my gosh. You know, I keep saying I'm going to buy one of those grippy things to open jars and stuff. Okay. I have not opened this in a while. Jesus. This is when I need a man. Okay. Okay, I got them open. So this is the one we're going to do blue, and it's a lever filled. So the best thing to do is to just open the lever and try to pull from the bottom of the base. You pop it in here and then you close it. Okay. And there should be ink in there. So we'll do that one. Okay. And then the black, got that one open. I will do this hooded one. The hooded one is different. You have to squeeze a few times. So you squeeze, right? Okay, so the hooded one, you have to squeeze. Let me just... You have to squeeze it. And then you put it in there and you squeeze it again, squeeze it again, squeeze it again, squeeze it again. And you can feel the sack filling up. It feels taut. So once you have that going, you're good to go. This one is actually, I think, the easiest, this one where you press. So I like this one. I have no problems with this one. This one is actually the easiest. It's easier than a converter as well. So I like that one. All right, so let's do a writing sample. Okay, I wanted to show you some of these pens before we do the writing sample compared to some of the sizes that I previously showed you. So here are the Sheaffers, right? So this Sheaffer, and this is a Sailor Pro Gear Slim. So the Sailor Pro Gear Slim is slightly shorter than this Sheaffer, but when you look at the girth of the pen, the Pro Gear is thicker, and the Pro Gear is very slim to me. But then when you look at it next to the Parker, for example, you can see this Parker Duofold. Why I like it is because it's a nice chunk of a pen. So it's taller and it's thicker than the Sailor Pro Gear. And then when you look at it next to this oversized balance, you see that, again, the oversized balance is similar to this one, and the girth is similar too. So that's why I like that one. If you put the Waterman in there next to them, you see that it's still a little bit bigger than the Sailor, right? And then if you put an Esterbrook in there, Esterbrook looks like this is an unfair fight. So that one is a very tall pen, but the girth is similar for the Esterbrook and the oversized balance. The oversized balance may be a smidge thicker, but it's a very similar feel. That's why it's so comfortable to write with. And then this Platinum 3776 Century, cute little one. You can see, let me put it next to the vintage ones. You can see that it's similar in height to the Parker, maybe a smidge higher. But it's similar to the oversized balance, but the oversized balance, again, is just a little thicker. Oversized balance a little shorter. I mean, they're about the same size, but this is a little thicker, but that's why I like the way this Platinum feels in my hand too. So that's just a comparison of like sizes, but, oh, and then I have this one, another unfair one. This one is such a giant as well. This is the Pilot Custom, 823, and it's very tall. It just towers over all of the vintage pens. Let me put them together. You see, similar to the SD. So that just gives you a sense of these pens. So I inked up this one and I inked up this one. And let's go into the journal and see what we got. I think I have, vintage pens. So I just have a page where I'm like, whenever I ink up a vintage pen, so this was my Sheaffer oversized balance, which was the mini stub. So you see how thick this thing is. This one is the Sheaffer. Sheaffer, ooh, it's so good. Oh, this one I feel like I have to post because I just need a little bit more balance, but this one is lovely. Hello, sunshine. This is the pen with the ball clip, but is it the pen that has been restored or not? So, this is just such a good, and this feels, I don't even want to say that this is a fine. This could also be a medium. Because could be a medium, but it's smooth. It's so smooth. Yeah, I'm not getting rid of any of these. That one is smooth. Now I'm curious about this one. So let me just ink this one up. I'll ink this one up in blue ink. So both Sheaffers will be inked. Again, it's another lever full pen. I think the key with these is you have to pull the lever from the base. Don't pull it from the top. You're just going to mess yourself up. Okay. So you live and you learn. Let's see what that's about. So this is the other Sheaffer. Okay, this is my other Sheaffer. Need to post it. Sheaffer 33. Could be a fine or a medium. Who knows? I don't. So this one has the flat top, the flat clip. It feels scratchy or less smooth than the one above. So there is a difference in the feeling of them. So, I mean, this is still good. It's not scratchy. It's just different. So I think since I'm going to keep both of these, I'm probably going to just take this to the Atlanta Pen Show and have it grind down to a fine or an extra fine, because these lines look the same to me. And if I'm going to keep both of these pens, I really want this one, the one that's flat, to be ground down to like a extra fine. That would be a nice variation. So those are my two pens. Let me see if this hooded nib one is ready to go. Sometimes, oh, what did I just do? Sometimes I have to give it some time. Like today, it doesn't. I never had a problem with this pen. And it definitely has ink in it. Oh, you know what? It could be such a fine. Okay, it's writing now. It just needed a little bit of priming. So this one, I don't have to post this one, but you can. But I feel like it has a good enough weight to it. So this is the Parker. Oh, this one is so good. Parker 51 hooded nib. It's so good. So good. Yeah, I think posting it might be, you can have it for longer writing. Love this one. So smooth. Why am I not planning with this pen? So this will be a good planner pen because it's thin. This feels definitely like a fine. It's thin, so you can write in like a small grid size. But it is interesting that the ink doesn't come out as dark in this one, but I love it. I felt like that was a good buy. And yeah, that is it, friends. That's all I wanted to share with you today. These are my vintage pens, and I love having, take these out. I love having this little collection. Now, if you want to dip your toe into the vintage collecting, do it. Just do it. Like, give yourself a budget and say, I'm not going to spend more than $75 and find something. And maybe it'll work and maybe it won't. Just know that there are people out there who can help fix it. And you can't go wrong because a lot of these vintage pens are gold nib off the bat. Like, I got a gold nib pen for $23 and it writes beautifully. It's one of these Sheaffer 33s, right? I got a gold nib pen for $82. So it's like I think you can't go wrong with a vintage pen. It's just that you just want to make sure you have somebody who can look at it. And yeah, so that is all I have for you today. Hopefully that was fun. Tomorrow we'll look at another portion of my fountain pen collection and talk about the giveaway, which I'm so excited about. I'll give you a little hint for the pens that I'm going to share with you tomorrow, because I'm a pilot girly and we have some pilot pens. So, okay, thank you so much for tuning in. I love it for you to tell me what you think about this fountain pen collecting series, these inks. Tell me anything you want to tell me about your fountain pens. I love talking to you in the comments. I will catch you on the next video, friend. Okay? Take care. Bye.